First off, guys, I want to thank everybody for the supportive comments on the last video. Hopefully got maybe about a month or so left to go. Hopefully before I got to, have the thing wrapped up. So I'm going to try to get as many videos as I can out there to you guys before that point, man. But before I get to the main topic of the video, just right quick, we obviously had a huge problem over the last 2 years with the carjackings and the auto thefts going through the roof in Chicago, man. And there were just like a few blocks from me, a attempted theft. Somebody tried to stop the thieves. Okay, a guy on a bike. I'm just bringing this up because I just want to let you guys know this is not a good idea, man. So what happened was that a 42-year-old bicyclist was riding over on Montrose Drive. This was by Sheridan Park. That's an area that you guys have seen in a lot of my videos. Very nice area where a lot of bikers go. This was at about 10:52 p.m. This was actually last night, I'm sorry. And he saw people trying to break into a vehicle. He attempted to confront them, which is a big mistake. And one of the suspects took out a weapon and shot him before fleeing. So, that's what these guys are on, man. The investigators say that when the Good Samaritan confronted the alleged thief, the robber pulled out a gun and opened fire on the bicyclist, not only striking him in the elbow, but also left a pickup truck riddled with bullets. So, I applaud the biker for what he was trying to do, but that's something you definitely want to let the police handle. That's just my personal advice. I would not try to get into it with these guys because, the vast majority of them are strapped, and a lot of them are willing to blow it. And you got to remember, a lot of these, teens or even younger than that. Some of the people doing this have been like 11, 12 years old. They're high, they're like super high off pills and all that kind of stuff when they're doing this. And so, you're dealing with like a high kid with a gun. It's that's a lose-lose. Just take down the license plate, or try to remember the license plate or whatever. I'm not saying stop there and like take notes, but just call the police. If there's a person there, I agree it's worth taking the risk. But if they're just trying to break into the vehicle and there's no person at risk, the property is not. To me, that's not worth putting your own life on the line for. So that's just my personal advice, man. But hopefully the bicyclist is okay. Anyways, getting on to the main story. So you guys remember a few years ago, I reported on those SDs on the south side. They had been doing something that I reported on the SDs doing another time too, which is false flagging, tricking ops, throwing up the opposite gang sign, from what they really are. And I reported on them doing that in the Latin Kings hood, and they ended up killing a guy who people were saying that like he was, dressed like a king or whatever. I think the guy was a neutron based on, the stuff that I saw on his social media. He just looked like a straight paisa from Mexico, man. But at any rate, man, so the SDs were doing that on the south side back in 2019. And they ended up shooting at the Opps and completely missing. And one of the bullets went into a Metro PCS store and killed a young mom that was just about to move out of the hood, like the very next week or something like that. And one of the other bullets struck an ambulance. So all neutrons, zero ops, man. This is a common trend in Chicago with the gangs, man. But this case has been going on for almost 4 years now. And the two gang members were just sentenced. Now, one of them was not the shooter, but they got at least 50 years in prison. The one that wasn't the shooter got 50 years. The other one got a little bit more than that for firing at rivals and instead killing a mother out shopping with her young sons. So you guys remember Candace, she was the mother of 3 and a pharmacy technician at Norwegian American Hospital. She had been at a Metro PCS store on April 26, 2019, looking for a new cell phone to reward one of her sons for his achievements in school. So her son was doing good in school, and she wanted to get him a cell phone as a reward for that, man. So she was talking to a store employee and standing near her 2 sons, 10 and 12, when a bullet crashed through the front window of the store. And this is over at 59th and Kedzie. That's a location you guys may have seen some of my old, possibly some of my YouTube videos, but definitely some of my Instagram videos. I had like uploaded some videos over on the block over there. That's like, it's like a border area. That area right there is like Hispanic, but just to the east of that a little bit, like I would say, well, really after Western, you're in like a black area. But the area over at Kedzie is like, that's like Mexicans over there. And the SDs is one of the gangs over there, and the bullet came through the window of the store over there and struck her in the head, and she was pronounced dead at the hospital, man. So a jury convicted a guy named Bryant. He's 27 years old now, and a guy named Marco, He's 28, last summer on charges of first-degree murder in her death, as well as counts of attempted murder and aggravated discharge of a firearm. So these guys are going to spend practically the rest of their lives behind bars. They'll be in their late 70s by the time they get out. Okay, the sentences were handed down after Dickerson's family and her best friend submitted statements to the court, expressing their pain in her death and their grief that she did not see her sons grow up. So she had worked extra hours at the hospital to give her children the best life she could, and she still found time to help them with their homework, give them her attention, and make their favorite meal, they said, which was chicken Alfredo. So her mother said that she would miss the daily phone calls from her daughter, which were often filled with laughter, she said. So her sister said the two men had, quote, robbed Candace of all the memories that go along with motherhood, but she noted that they had robbed themselves and their own families as well, and that's one thing that, a lot of people don't talk about. Man, it affects everybody around them. A lot of the young guys, they get involved in this stuff, and they basically sign up to be Neutron K because that's inevitably going to happen. I see a lot of gang members condemning the murder of innocent people, but guys in their own crew have killed innocent people. And they're still kicking it with these guys and, not denouncing what they're doing, man. So the video of the attack showed Bryant and Marco and another member of the Satan's Disciples street gang flashing rival gang signs or, quote, false flagging at a group of men in a Chrysler sedan moments before the shooting. So Marco then got a gun and handed it to Bryant, who fired 5 shots at the Chrysler on a busy street during the evening rush hour. Now, this is one thing to pay attention to. Marco wasn't the shooter, but he just passed the gun to the shooter, and he's going down too. So everybody that's doing that, 50 years for this guy. Okay, he didn't get a light sentence. So this took place, they said, on a sunny spring evening in the city of Chicago. I believe that it was a weekday, according to the judge. The judge said there were a lot of people driving through the intersection. So only one of the shots hit the Chrysler, and 2 others hit an ambulance returning to a fire station after running to a hospital. Bryant declined to give a statement, but Marco told Dickerson's family that he was sorry. He said, "I didn't mean anything to happen, that's all." So the judge said that he understood that neither had intended to kill the 36-year-old mother, but he believed that made their actions even more damning. He said it's not stupidity, but he was saying in so many words that it's basically just, part of this gang banging thing where you just put everybody else to the side, focus on getting your rivals, and if anybody else gets hit, that's just like, quote, collateral damage. But it puts everybody at risk in the city, and this is what he was basically saying in so many words. So Bryant was sentenced to a total of 56 years. So he's actually not going to get out until he's in his early 80s. And Marco was sentenced to 51 years. Each was given credit for 1,341 days spent in jail awaiting for their case to be resolved. So ask yourself the question, everybody that's getting involved in this, man, if when you're 78 years old, if you're still going to be glad that, you blew at those Opps and that you were about that and all that stuff, man, you're going to be a completely different person. I mean, hopefully. That's what you're signing up to do. But yet, this lifestyle, it still seduces a lot of guys, man, but it's not worth it at all, man. It's way better to be a lame, because the lanes are going to be kicking it with their family at that age, man, if they haven't gotten killed by gang members in Crossfire before that. And I say that not sarcastically, because that's really what's going on here, man. But rest in peace to Candace, and condolences to her sons. That now, I don't know if they got any other family that can take care of them. I know they were interviewing the sister, but hopefully they're straight, because it looks like she was the breadwinner for them and holding it down for them. And I hope that her sons, too, don't, want to turn up and get involved in the gang life because of this. I see that a lot. Guys get, it's that old saying, the devil will knock you down with one hand and then offer you a hand up with the other. A lot of guys, they get family members taken by gang members. And then to, solve that problem, they get involved in the life themselves and sign up to do the exact same thing that somebody did to them. And that's the opposite of the way you want to handle it. You want to be resolved not to do that and to help other people not do that, so that this doesn't happen to somebody else, man. But beautiful woman, man, taken from her kids, and she was providing for them. So I don't know if anybody else is going to be able to pick up that slack. But rest in peace to her, and condolences to everybody involved, man. The parents of the people doing this too, they got to step up too. If they see their sons out there doing this kind of crap, don't wait till something like this happens. If your son is one of the, quote, hitters, because that's going to come back on everybody in his circle, not just him. Boy, when you see the report, I'm out.